Hello, how are you? It's Friday afternoon and it is a beautiful sunny day in Dublin, and I think it's the last day of the month or close to it. So this was the tips for Stress Awareness Month, and I wanted to share a tip that is probably something a lot of people are familiar with, and it relates to the idea of procrastination. I feel I was pretty good, probably had a degree or master's in procrastination up until the last 10 years, where I decided to maybe take a bit of better control and started to realise that I think the adage is procrastination is the thief of time, and I've learned that I don't have time for procrastination. So one thing that procrastination does, it's this idea that we put things off, or we put on the long finger is the expression. And it's something to be aware that when we put things off, what they do is that we generally have to deal with it anyway. We just put it into a different category of something that we don't deal with right away. For me, that could be something as simple as washing the dishes. I say I'll do them later on, and then it's not a very major one, although then it's something that isn't done, and then you have to go, oh shit, I have to do that thing. So you might be rushing it the next morning because you didn't do them the night before, and then you're like, oh, I've got to do the dishes. But it gets into more serious things like not doing your accounts, which I'm familiar with, or doing things which just initially you're going, oh, I'll do that later. Maybe it's opening an email, or sending a letter, or ringing a friend. And for me, I feel in some way it's kind of like an energy drain, because what happens is that when we don't deal with something, our subconscious remembers that we have to deal with that, and therefore it's always in the back of your mind. It's kind of a little inkling, it's a thing that's nagging away or niggling at you. And as you get to learn to actually deal with procrastination, just do the thing there and then. So when you hear that voice going, ah no, sure, do it tomorrow, or do it later on, or I'll get to that at some point, when you hear that voice, just go, no, I'm actually going to do it now. And it's amazing the difference it makes to your life, because what it does is it changes your capacity to, hold on a second, my phone is ringing. It changes your capacity to actually deal with things straight away. And for me, that adds extra stress to your life. I think it probably even affects things like your sleep, because what happens when you're trying to sleep, I feel, is that it's things that you haven't dealt with, things that you're worrying about. And they could be small things, but your brain is going, oh, I need to do that, I need to do that, and your brain's running over. So my tip is deal with procrastination by, as soon as something comes up, if you hear the nagging voice that goes, or not a nagging voice, a little voice that goes, do that later on, or do it tomorrow, or I'll get to that, just do it. It's far easier. You will feel a lot less stressed, promise me. It definitely works. And yeah, so that's the tip for today. Have a fantastic weekend. If I don't talk to you, I might do one more, but we'll see. Hope all is well. Keep on.